Never really aware. Not real activists. Negotiating rights away. For today's comment section game, what does the NRA mean to you? Post it in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for interacting with the video. And just a few hours after completing my video on why the NRA is trash for not filing their own lawsuit in the pistol brace ban infringement like 6 months ago when they were supposed to do it, well, the NRA comes out and says that they're filing a lawsuit in the pistol brace situation. So there you have it. Today we're going to be going over this because there's some good things and some bad things with this one. But before we do, we need to hear a word from our sponsor. Kentuckiana Gunworks is best known for their research and development into lubrication technology. Personally, I'm an oil guy, and thus I gravitate towards their enhanced reliability oil. And we have a full video testing that product if you want some specifics. But what I want to emphasize today is that they are holding an Independence Day sale, and the VSO discount code also stacks with that sale. So if you're looking to stock up, then head over their way and let them know I sent you. Special thanks to them for making today's video possible. So the National Rifle Association has finally filed their own lawsuit pertaining to the pistol brace ban. A little bit late, but they did it in, pause for effect, the Northern District of Texas, which is the exact same place that we have another case that's already been granted a preliminary injunction, and is the same place that they just tried to intervene in the Second Amendment Foundation's case, but was barred from doing so. If you missed that video, then I'll have it listed somewhere up here on screen for you to follow up and figure out what that all means. Why are they doing this now? Why didn't they do it 6 months ago? Well, the NRA is going to tell you why they didn't do it 6 months ago when they were supposed to. But before we get to that, because that's going to go in the bad news column, let's talk about the actual positives of what is coming from their engaging in this situation. They bring a lot of resources to bear, all right? Not only just monetary resources, but they have a large structure underneath of them that they can use to, for lack of a better way to put it, make the lives of the adversaries in this case a pain. Remember now that the Mock v. Garland case is currently at the circuit court level, the appellate circuit court, and now it is sitting there waiting to be decided if the government is dumb enough to appeal it up to the Supreme Court, then perhaps that would now enable the National Rifle Association to intervene because they are a plaintiff in a lower district court, allow them to intervene into that case, bringing considerable resources to bear should FPC want to use them. That's just speculation, but in my mind, that's one angle that could be a positive looking forward to future litigation. Now that we finished all of the good things, let's go to the bad stuff. First and foremost, this is clearly a money grab. They'll even tell you that it is a money grab if you read said lawsuit. There's a lot of things in this lawsuit that, again, I am not an attorney, so my position is somewhat biased on this, but there are things in this lawsuit that, in my opinion, simply do not belong in a court document, and we'll touch on those here in a second. But let's look at the impetus for why they finally filed their lawsuit. Predictably, the arbitrary nature of the final rule and the clear infringement on the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding Americans, if it was so clear, then why didn't you do it 6 months ago, led to numerous lawsuits challenging the final rule. The NRA did not initially file its own lawsuit to avoid burdening the courts with litigation and in reliance on existing precedent indicating plaintiffs in the existing lawsuits would either lose, eliminating any need for the NRA to independently sue, or win, obtaining nationwide relief, invalidating the final rule. So basically, the NRA just said, well, we didn't know that it was really going to be worth our resources to get involved because, well, if we lost, then we'd take a big hit, or we'd have to appeal a whole bunch of times, spending more money. Not sure that we want to get involved in protecting your rights if it's going to cost us that kind of cheddar to do. But now that everybody else has done their homework for us and blazed the trail, yeah, we're going to try and hop on your cases. Let's continue. In short, the NRA did not anticipate a court would hold the final rule, could not be enforced as to some gun owners, but could be enforced to others, with the sole difference being whether those individual gun owners were before the court. When the Fifth Circuit did exactly that in Mock, the NRA sought to intervene in an existing challenge to the final rule, again with the goal of reducing burden and expense for all by avoiding duplicative legislation. So I'm just going to come right out and say that that is complete and utter bullshit. And the court even said as much when they called them out for trying to intervene in the SAF case. If you missed that video, I'll have it linked over here. But basically what the court said, and this is heavily paraphrased, is you knew about this case a long time ago. You could have and should have filed your intervention paperwork all the way back then, or you could have and should have filed your own lawsuit back then because you're more than within your means to do so. And on top of that, the stuff about you're not doing it in a timely manner because you didn't think it was going to go that way, when if you actually read the lawsuit, you would know that the plaintiffs never asked for a nationwide injunction. They asked to get a preliminary injunction barring enforcement of the rule against the plaintiffs, which includes the members of those and customers of those plaintiffs, while the litigation is ongoing. So what the judge basically said is, you didn't even read the homework that you tried to turn in. You stole somebody's science paper and you tried to turn it into math class. Let's talk about some stuff that doesn't belong in a lawsuit. Under the parties. The NRA is a traditional membership association, whatever the hell that means. The NRA is an organization for law-abiding gun owners. I really don't like the term law-abiding. I prefer the term peaceable, but I'm being really nitpicky here. We're not going to get to the point if I keep stopping. And serves people of all ages. Members can join via link. Marketing in the middle of a lawsuit? Really? What the? 1, 2, 3, 4. They spent 4 pages talking about their marketing. The document is 39 pages. That means that they spent more than 10% of the document bloviating about how awesome they are and why you should join the National Rifle Association. That belongs in a court document. The document then goes on for several pages talking about how they have helped to maintain the National Firearms Act and Gun Control Act and keeping the status quo where it is. And then for the rest of the document, they literally just like copy pasted. They plagiarized everybody else's work and put it into their lawsuit. So this is a clear case of the National Rifle Association letting other people do their work for them. And when they finally figured out that there is some money to be made, because what happened after the Firearms Policy Coalition secured an injunction for their members, their membership skyrocketed. So the NRA is like, well, we're hurting for money. We're in a whole bunch of lawsuits, and we can't find where we're going or what we're supposed to be working on. So why don't we go do this thing that somebody's already done all the work for us? And basically, we can show up to the same exact court that the Second Amendment Foundation just got an injunction, who's underneath of the court that the FPC just got an injunction from. And we're going to file the exact same lawsuit, and then we can basically just roll in, get those printers started for how the NRA is here to defend your rights. And if you join today, then you can be insulated from this government overreach through the ATF. The same thing that we said exactly yesterday is exactly what they're trying to accomplish today. It would not surprise me at all if the National Rifle Association gets a preliminary injunction at the district court level and you never hear from them again, because they've already made their money, because they'll be able to send all those flyers to the members of their organization that are not paying attention to drum up more dues, and then hopefully they'll be able to do some outreach and maybe get 10-15% bump from the general populace that aren't really paying attention to the situation and have just now figured out that they need to find some way to insulate themselves, further detracting from the organizations that are actually out there on the ground doing the work and securing your future and the future for your children. It burns my ass when I see shit like this. My phone's off. I'm starting to sweat. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you on another video here at the VSO Gun Channel, provided I don't think they're going to censor us on this one, because this is an anti-NRA video as far as the algorithm is concerned. So they'll probably just let this one roll. But thank you guys for being here anyway.